You are listening to Transreal News, the finest source for news, advisories, and forecasts for people traveling the noosphere and beyond. I'm your host, Toby Damned. And now the news in brief. Transreal News is back on the air. We are reporting to you from our new studio in Santa Cruz, California, one of the weirdest places on Earth. And we are proud to say that we have returned to our affiliation with the Transreal News Network, soon to be the Indigo Network. We intend to expand our operation to offer you more detailed and thorough news about what is going on all over the noosphere. Time barbarian hordes and battle camps are being disassembled across the 20th and 21st centuries, as the Time barbarian horde withdraws from its campaign to cull weak men from the 20th through 22nd centuries. Hunting and training camps will remain in the 21st century to continue to train barbarian youths by hunting the primordial monsters that now roam much of the west coast of North and South America. This will lead to a reduction in the strange and confusing double memories that many people have, and stabilizing history for the surrounding centuries. This is a result of the recent deification of Torg Skullcrusher. We recently published a recording of the events surrounding his transformation after his successful campaign to destroy the authorities. When interviewed, the Indigo children involved said simply that Torg had learned more about humanity, humility, and personal responsibility than most people had the opportunity to do. They believe that he would be an excellent choice for guiding the Indigo children in shaping a new future that will help humanity survive the fluctuations in reality that we are currently experiencing. If what we learned from the anonymous former authority is true, it is possible that a new, stable reality will assert itself over time, assuming human beings can learn to think for themselves and trust the evidence of their own minds. Torg is currently recruiting a group of barbarian youths and some of the wiser and older Indigo children to undertake a journey to reconstruct the ecosphere of Australia. We expect the results will be weirder and more dangerous than the life that previously existed there. They have stated that Australians who fled their homes during the Ossiflora hive mind expansion and the reset are welcome to return. In other news, in Northern California, the barbarian hordes have established a day of feasting and reconciliation in which they are handing out hundreds of pounds of donuts that were originally intended for their former horde master's funeral pyre. The Donna's corporate empire is currently being investigated with allegations that the human meat used in their Long Pig restaurant chain may be sourced from delinquent clients to their cyberware removal and used cyberware businesses, rather than leftover clone parts, as they have claimed. The fashion world is always changing. After a period of it being fashionable in the upper planes to have no head, 2 heads is now becoming the fashion for divines to wear. Preferably heads claimed from their enemies, mad archons, or fashioned from advanced AI computers. The Doomsayers Union has stated that this fashion trend, like the several previous to it, will not end well. And now, your time-space forecast with Walter Haversquirrel.
Thank you, Toby. Listeners, I'm afraid that my international network of reality monitoring tools is still being repaired. And after the reset, many global satellite networks are dealing with an excess of computer hackers and viruses. It may be some time before I can give you a time-space forecast that will be up to the standard that I wish I could offer you. In the meantime, I can say that on the west coast of North America, the dispersal of the Indigo child migration will lead to lower quill ratings, and the gentle dispersal of irreality across the globe again. It would appear that the transcendence of Torg Skullcrusher led to a significant reduction in global irreality, as giving him incredible psychic powers, immortality, and undoing the death ray damage was highly improbable. As Indigo children return to their families across North America, you can expect an adjustment time as they get used to living with their parents again. There will be significant reality warfare in major urban centers. Expect color-changing landmarks, switching taps, and an explosion of Mandela effect events. In the meantime, I've been waiting nearly 3 months for a spell of 70s depravity. I am now recommending that we make our own. After all, why should we wait? Back to you, Toby.
And now a message from our commercial sponsors.
With the authorities gone, there's a lot of room for new evil overlords to take over. Whether you're an expanding megacorporation dominating one of the world's new cyberpunk dystopias, a sinister mad scientist operating out of Nova Angeles, or an aspiring dark sorcerer, at Justin Black, we will help you learn to conquer the world with subtlety, flair, and thoroughness. There are lots of companies out there to help you do your evil better, and many of them are mired in large corporate thought or trapped in the past. At Justin Black, we offer you a better way to be evil for the 21st and 22nd centuries.
The representative of the Doomsayers Union, Razortooth the Unhinged, has released the following statement.
You see, we told you the plants were awakening. We told you it would bring doom and destruction to us all. And we were right. Do not think it is over. The reign of chaos upon Earth has just begun. Follow us on social media to learn of the next impending doom. Then consult with your local doomsayers to see if you are among the survivors. In celebration for the end of the reset and the aversion of a much worse apocalypse, we are offering new account structures for those of you who wish to be informed of your impending doom by social media, push notification, or email. The end may still be nigh. Get informed!
And now, Clee Maxwell with your planar travel advisories.
Thank you, Toby. It's good to be back as your spirit guide. Even if some of you aren't quite happy I'm on the air again. We are in a particularly advantageous time travel window if you wish to either witness or participate in the Path of Bone, a barbarian extreme sports event that I've been commentating on my blog about for several weeks. My loves, Australia is not completely desolated. Some of the coastal regions have been spared from devastation, and there's currently a bounty on eliminating any mutated plants or plant-based animals left. In fact, if you're traveling to Australia to participate in the relief effort, I also highly recommend checking out Ossiflora green salad. It's very rare in this day and age for people to get a chance to eat their enemies, and this is a considerably less gross way of doing it than if your enemies were human. The Hive continues to produce quality material on the Buzz Network. For people who have been sheltering in place during this whole affair, they have been quite a good escape. So much so that the Hive is now looking to launch Buzz 2, offering more classic-style entertainment with an insectoid twist. They are currently desperate for talent, so if you fancy yourself an actor, head on down to Nova Angeles and see if you can make the cut. Finally, the Hive is hiring a large number of people to help them work on slime siphons to retrieve the slime they had weaponized against the authorities. If you have an engineering background and the ability to travel the planes, this may be a golden opportunity. I have so much more I wish I could tell you, my loves, but it can hardly fit on our news broadcast. Stay tuned and check out the old YouTube channel or blog for more information. Back to you, Toby.
You have been listening to Transreal News, your finest source for advisories and forecasts for astral travelers, ethereal jaunters, planar wanderers, time travelers, and people on serious LSD trips. From all of us to all of you, safe journeys.
Well,
I'm happy to be in the studio, but I'm sure as hell not happy about how this episode went. Is this what it's going to be like going back to the network? Everything being a shill? And working with Justin Black again? I'm tempted to run back to the hills and start firing up the pirate transmitter again.
I'm half tempted to join you. Crossing that picket line this morning was a hell of an experience.
I can't believe people are trying to cancel you.
I can. Most people don't remember the psychic war, or weren't even aware it was going on at the time, but they don't like the idea of killer robots. Especially not killer robots created by somebody who's dabbling in weird science and magical technology. I'm everything they fear about the next century.
Has Terry or Jim gone behind my back and asked you to leave?
They have, and they even made compelling cases.
I'll have another word with them, because if you go, I go.
Even if I left for my own choice? Believe you me, protesters and twitchy executives don't scare me. But I also don't want to hurt Transreal News.
You would hurt it more by leaving.
That's kind of you to say, Toby, and I have some soul-searching to do.
The Transreal News was created, directed, written, and performed by Brian C. Rideout, and produced by Stormhead Productions, and is released under a Creative Commons by Attribution, Non-Commercial 4.0 license. This episode of Transreal News included music and sound effects from Pixabay. For show notes or contact information, visit trans-real.stormheadproductions.ca or visit me on Twitter @transrealpod. I love hearing from my audience. If you have comments, questions, or an idea for a news article, please by all means drop me a voicemail. Check out my homepage and look for the heading Tell Me What You Think in the sidebar. Then just hit record to tell me what's on your mind. Thank you so much for listening.